Now, WJC's Purple Playbook, brought to you by M&T Bank.
This is Purple Playbook. I'm Alex Glaze. We have a lot to get to over the next 30 minutes as we officially close out the 2025 NFL season and then turn the page to 2026. Joining me as always, two-time Super Bowl champion Torrey Smith, back from the Bay Area. Did you enjoy your time out in San Francisco?
I had a great time. I had the opportunity to go out and coach in the Pro Bowl, and which led to an extremely long week on the West Coast. I'm still trying to get adjusted to the time because I went to the Super Bowl, and I had a great experience. It was awesome, especially watching the game as a fan. That's the only time I ever miss playing is when I'm actually at the Super Bowl, and I've been at the last few, so it's been really cool. But the game itself was terrible, but the experience was awesome.
No, the game, we'll get into the game.
Terrible.
I enjoyed the game. I like defensive
What?
football. I like defensive football, though, so I was
That
all
was
about
terrible.
it. I was all about it.
Why? That looked like, I guess if you're a Ravens fan, it's probably disrespectful. But like when the Ravens defense was so dominant that like teams could do nothing, like that was impressive. This was a team of two teams that were sorry. That looked like their offenses just didn't want to play. Like it was not fun to watch. I'm looking at dudes wide open on the field. The quarterbacks are going around. I felt like a pure fan that was just like, what is the offense doing? Like I didn't understand that pass rush was real out there.
That's funny. Well, the Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions, led by their dark side defense that forced 3 turnovers and scored a touchdown. Torrey didn't like that, apparently. It was Mike Macdonald. It was a masterclass for him, and after the game, he tried to put into words what it felt like to be a Super Bowl champion in just his second year as head coach.
This is why you coach. This is why you want to do it at this level, because you have the opportunity to bring the 12s, the people, our community together, our players, let them feel what it feels like the reward of being on this team and be champions. That's what fires you up. Like it, that's just what gets you so excited, and that's what makes you so proud of our team. And for us to be able to do it for our community and our team is doesn't get any better than this.
I loved it. I mean, they're getting pressure with 4. I mean, Drake May.
What'd you just say?
Getting pressure with 4.
Okay, so what does that mean for the fans in Baltimore that swear up and down?
There were no blitzes. It was just those
It was just
front
the
4.
players that were winning, which is the most important part of the game.
Drake May was in a dark place all game. I mean, he looked like even when they weren't pressuring him, he looked like he was just feeling something that wasn't there. He was holding on to the ball. I mean, just from your perspective, were you able to take in the game? I know you were in the stands, but were you able to really see?
I was able, yes, I was watching like a hawk. Like you would have thought I had the all 22 film. But you were able to see Drake May. He just wasn't comfortable. Mike Macdonald, I love that. First of all, shout out to Mike. I'm happy for him. But also, shout out to Josh Bynes, linebacker coach, former Raven and teammate and brother of mine. Love him to death. But that defense, we watch on film all the time. We get to come here, we get to talk about what other teams look like, how they're playing, what Mike Macdonald is doing. But to watch that defensive line in person, I was like, oh, my goodness. These dudes
They're
can
fast.
ball.
They're
Yes,
fast.
They were fast. They were relentless. And it was just fun to watch. But also the other thing that stood out to me, credit to the coaches, right? This is not to say it. Players did their job. But I did enjoy seeing the corner blitzes that were extremely effective all day because Drake May, he had no idea where. I'm a big rush hour guy, big Chris Tucker fan. And he was like, he didn't know which way the blitz was coming on, which one of y'all sacked me. That's what he's saying all day. And it was crazy. A lot of good energy, though, from both sides. But the defense, you could tell they understood that if they dominated their matchup, which was my prediction point, and it's like, hey, this isn't about anybody else. It's about what that Patriots offensive line does. And they didn't stand a chance versus that defense.
What do you think about Sam Darnold and his play? I think early on, from my perspective, he was making some throws that were – that was some tight, sticky coverage that he was throwing into, but he was making the throws, didn't make the mistake that I think everyone was waiting for him to make. Did just enough. I mean, I think he did more than manage the game for them. He put them in position. But I think Sam Darnold did enough. He played enough to win the game, which is all that matters.
That's nice of you because I thought he played okay, but I didn't think.
Championship football.
Yes, at the end of the day, in a team game, it's about winning, right? He didn't make the mistakes, which is what would have killed them more so than anything else. However,
the mistakes that Drake May did
he missed so many opportunities
he did.
For huge plays where it's just like he was just completely out of it. So, like, that's what led to the game being so ugly early on, right? The field goal kicker could have been the MVP of the game because he had to deliver consistently the entire game. And then you have Sam Darnold, who was making some of the best throws you would see, and he was missing layups that would have been huge plays for his team. But, again, that's why you play the game. And guess what? No matter what I just said and what I just criticized, for the rest of his life, You would have to call him Super Bowl champ, and he did it for his team. I'm happy for him.
It's funny you say that because I was actually texting in my group chat, like, is a kicker about to be the MVP? But Kenneth Walker ended up being the MVP, I believe 135 yards on the ground. The type of performance that we really haven't seen from a running back in this big of a spot. I mean, in a league that has, turned into such a pass-heavy, pass-dominant league. What did you think seeing the running back, the young running back who was splitting carries, right? He was a guy that wasn't their starter, stepped up in a big way. Now he's Super Bowl MVP.
He did an excellent job. I mean, the game was really ugly. Like, it really was. It was an ugly game to watch. And for the folks that love football, like you used to look in the 90s, that was for you. That wasn't for me. It was terrible. However, when you watch...
That's the receiver in you
When you watch the game, you were like, hey, this is really a running back that he's the only reason why this offense is working right now. And I think you have to give him his credit there. And it did give you that feel of back in the day where it's like, hey, it's not working now, it's ugly, but your guy is going to deliver. And similar to what people cry about here in Baltimore, like, hey, Derrick Henry may not be getting nothing now, but you keep feeding him, something good's going to happen. And you were able to see what happened when he had 20-some carries. He had some great catches as well. But if it wasn't for him literally making plays himself, that team would have struggled.
Great time for him to have a big game, too, because payday is ahead for him. Before we move on, though, there was a moment that kind of caught my attention that I'm sure you missed in the stands. Mike McDonald catching the yellow Gatorade to the face. I mean, usually the Gatorade dump is like, overhead. I mean, they just went and got him straight in the eyes with that thing. I don't think he cared.
My goodness.
I mean, look at this. I don't think he cared at all, where they got him. But that was a moment to me where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're trying to take him out.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get a chance to see that in person. You want to know why I didn't get a chance to see it?
You were out.
This game was trash. I was out. I was like, this game is over. Shout out to the Seahawks. I'm going to beat this traffic.
You are so spoiled. You left the Super Bowl early?
Yes. Why am I going to sit there and watch this nonsense? But in the past, I do typically like to hear the coaches' speeches. And, I have friends that are on the field, so you want to see them. But this game was nasty. And the traffic out there in Santa Clara, by the way, reminds you of the traffic here. So if anyone from here understands when you don't care about either team, I'm going to beat that traffic.
And I think we do, before we go to break, we do have a couple pictures of you from your Super Bowl week. You got to connect with Joe Flacco out there, spend some time with your kids, his kids, all that time. Just kind of what was it like to reconnect with friends, guys? I know you go to the Super Bowl every year just to see, your guys in that situation.
Oh, man, it was awesome just to catch up with Joe and the kids. It's weird because, the last time we were together, like, on the field in this environment, right, was in New Orleans. In terms of, like, in a Super Bowl type environment, the energy's up, the signs are around. So it's really cool for the kids to hang together, to catch up and have a good time. So I told Joe, I'm like, hey, man, Joe said no to the Pro Bowl multiple times as an alternate. I actually, for the one time, this is my first time. I got bumped for the alternate. I didn't make it, so it was my first time. I got a little Pro Bowl nod there as a coach, but it was really fun. I had a good time.
You had your kids on the field too. Who was the player? Was there a player that they were just like starstruck by?
Who weren't they starstruck by? That was the coolest part to me, watching my kids, their reaction. Like, we're in the elevator, and like, let's say they're in the elevator and Joe Burrow's in there. You'll see them go to each other like this and look. And they don't say anything. You just see like, oh my goodness, like I'm riding with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, or
that's cool.
Whoever it was, but it was really cool.
That's awesome. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we are turning the page to the 2026 season, and here in Baltimore, all the talk is about what's gonna happen with number 8. We're talking extensions when Purple Playbook returns.
This is the Purple Playbook, brought to you by M&T Bank. The Winning Prognosis, brought to you by LifeBridge Health. Care bravely.
And welcome back to Purple Playbook. As we turn the page to 2026, Lamar Jackson's contract is one of, if not the biggest storyline leading up to free agency. Steve Bisciotti made it clear last month that he wants a new deal finalized before free agency begins on March 11th. Torrey, this is priority number 1, 2, and 3 for this team. There are reports that talks have begun. What are you expecting to happen over the next couple of days and weeks as we get ready for free agency?
It's going to get done. I know we had to sit up here and we had to talk about it, and we had to have fans that are going to stress. I'm done stressing over Lamar and contracts because guess what? Every time we stress about it, guess what happens? There's a solution every single time. So Lamar Jackson is still one of the best players in football. When you have the owner come out and say he wants you, and he knows what it costs to – he's already alluded to what it's going to take. He said, hey, same framework, a.k.a. you're not getting an all-guaranteed contract. And also, he knows he's going to have to be the highest paid, right? Everyone knows what it's going to take. It's just about going out and getting it done.
Yeah, Lamar's cap number scheduled to jump from $43.5 million to $74.5 million. If nothing is done, which is about a quarter of Baltimore's total cap space, obviously something is going to get done. And Steve alluded to kicking the can down the road and reworking the numbers. The cap
That's
is
how it works.
Oh, it can happen a lot of different ways, but you got to feel like if you're the Ravens, you want this to get done. But what is Lamar's sense of urgency to get a new deal if he feels like he wants that guaranteed money? What would be his incentive to?
Oh, the incentive is another 100 in the bank, right? I think that's a big deal. But also for Lamar, he wants to win. In order to win, you need players, right? Everyone knows there was a personnel issue in Baltimore this year, whether it be from injury or actual holes. And so for Lamar to go and get a contract done, that allows the team to go out and get more guys. And he understands that. So that's what I'm saying. This is just a formality. Like, it'll happen before the draft. And it'll happen before free agency. It'll happen at a time where you can go out and sign guys. It wouldn't make any sense to delay it.
I was going to say, Eric DeCosta has said that he doesn't want to go into free agency with this hanging over his head. Obviously, there's some big decisions they have to make there. Tyler Linderbaum is one of the biggest free agents set to hit the market for the Ravens. And, he's got a couple suitors right now. He's reportedly been linked to the Giants and Browns, of course, with John Harbaugh and Todd Monken, going to those teams. Can't feel too great if you're the Ravens and you hear, your center or potentially about to hit free agency. Do you think that he hits free agency, or do you think there's a situation where things get done before March 11th and all is good here in Baltimore?
You're not letting one of the top guys in the league go. I mean, you
got to have the money. You have to rework the
money. They have the money. We'll sit here all day. Okay. Eric can say whatever he wants. I love Eric. He can say whatever he wants. I know that there's a guy in Philadelphia named Howie Roseman that has 2 top-paid receivers, top 10 paid quarterback in Jalen Hurts, a top-paid left tackle, top-paid right tackle. The DB's cheap right now, but that defensive line has some guys that are paid. Moral of the story is
restructure some guys.
The salary cap is a joke. You can manipulate it however you want to. You just need players that are willing to sign their contract, get their guaranteed money, and go ahead and kick that can down the road.
All right, and another guy that we have to talk about, you'll like this, Zay Flowers. Got his 2027 contract number bumped up, his 5th-year option, set to make $28 million. And if nothing is done, of course that means something's got to get done, because I don't think they can have $28 million on the books for Zay in 27. But he's primed for an extension as well. Do you see that happening for Zay?
I think so. I think it all boils down to salary cap as well. And for Zay, it's going to boil down to, where do I see myself? He's made 2 Pro Bowls, right?
Right. That's why his number jumped to $28 million.
He's proven that he's a guy that can play at a high level in this league. Now it's, where do I want to go? Do I want to be the highest paid guy, right? Probably not going to happen, especially here in Baltimore. Does he want to be top 5? Could be a possibility. But I think the guy that you have to eye down is that market between top 10 and top 15. I think that's where they end up eventually landing. And the reason why, when you get an extension, you typically aren't at the highest of the markets. Guess what? We talk about kicking the can down the road. Your number is going to be a little bit lower there in general. So for Zay, it's about securing just long-term money, but he has the leverage in his favor in terms of him playing well and also having his high salary cap number. The team doesn't want to go into the season with it. However, we do know the Baltimore Ravens are not afraid to use that to their advantage and make their guy go out there and play. So it all boils down to what Zay wants and where he sees his value lies.
We've talked this for the past 6 minutes, whatever this is, and all I've been thinking in my head is just how it doesn't seem like the Ravens are in an advantageous position with any of these deals. It seems like if Lamar doesn't want a new deal, then Lamar's not going to have a new deal. If Tyler Linderbaum wants to hit free agency, he's going to hit free agency. If Zay, Zay's probably the one where you can offer him that 5th year or not. But it just seems like it all boils down to number 8. And I'm just thinking, because this is just me, I'm a glass half empty guy. The worst case scenario, this goes into the summer. And what do you do? If you're
still just a salary cap. Even if Lamar doesn't get it done right away, he still has the ability to, Lamar also is never in a rush to do anything. However, it helps for Lamar to be in position now. But if Lamar's not willing to do
now
it,
we're in a situation,
there's other guys they can manipulate the salary cap with.
You're in a situation, new team, or a new coach, new offense. You would like to have Lamar in the building for a lot of these things. And if there's a contract situation, like that's what I'm saying. Like this, there's a lot of potential for bad things.
It is. And now let me look at the glass half full, all right? There are potential for bad things, but guys love money, all right? I don't care how much you hate each other. I don't care how much you feel devalued. Everyone has a number, right? Where there was a time where we felt like Lamar was never going to sign because he was standing firm on, hey, I'm the best player in the world. I want a fully guaranteed contract. But if you want a fully guaranteed contract, you're going to have to take less at some point. I think Lamar's in a position now where he can still be paid. Like a guy like Dak is getting about $60 a year. Right, like Lamar's going to be in a great position to be a very wealthy man, which he already is. But he's going to be able to add to that in a way, but he's also going to be able to help his team. It makes no sense to drag this on through when, like, what's the goal here, right? Like what's the goal?
Well, we're going to be talking about it until something happens, that's for sure. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are talking about Marlon Humphrey, trying to figure out where he is in the world. That sent social media in a little bit of a frenzy this week. More Purple Playbook after this.
This is the Purple Playbook, brought to you by M&T Bank. The Bottom Line, brought to you by M&T Bank.
And welcome back to Purple Playbook. It's time for Something or Nothing. I'm going to throw out a headline, Torrey, and you tell me if it's something or nothing.
I love
Get
this.
back to the Super Bowl and talk about the halftime show. Bad Bunny. Listen, I was enjoying it in my living room, just, catching the vibe a little bit. You were there in person. I'm sure the vibe was high there. 128 million people watched the halftime show, the fourth most watched audience ever for the halftime show. You think that's something or nothing? I know this has kind of been a controversial topic.
No, I think it's something to it. I thought it was actually going to be more than that. I thought it was going to easily shatter the highest number because Bad Bunny is the most popular artist in the world. I don't care what you like. He is the most popular artist, the most streamed artist. I thought his number was actually going to be higher. However, being in the stadium and hear all the rumors about protesting and people leaving, there wasn't an empty seat. The music was piling high. There were a lot of people that did understand Spanish. There were a lot of people like myself who did not. And we were having a good time with the music. Blasting, and there was just good energy. And to see the set and what they did, it was extremely creative, and I enjoyed it. And my perspective on this is a little bit different. I know a lot of people may be upset because they're like, well, why is there a Spanish-speaking halftime show? Well, I've been able to see where this game of football has grown. Football has changed from Americans' Thanksgiving sport, right? It is now a global game, and that's obviously you want your players to continue to get paid and be happy. You should be happy that this game is growing in this way, and flag football is continuing to help with that, which I've had the opportunity to be a part of as well. But to be able to see it, the demand for it in Mexico, right? Literally, when I was leaving my flight, I caught the red eye. Remember I told you I left the game early, caught the red eye back home to Baltimore. The next gate to my flights was going back to Mexico City.
Oh wow!
And it was fully packed with fans from all over, all kinds of different jerseys. So I'm like, man, this is a global game, and people have to embrace it as such.
I don't speak Spanish, but I understand the music.
Absolutely.
And my eyes were telling me what I was seeing on the screen. I liked it too. So everything was working for me there. All right, next topic. We're gonna stick with the Super Bowl. Your guy Marlon Humphrey at the parade in Seattle, posting on social media. Is that something or nothing?
What? Marlon is a one-on-one, okay? So that's all I'm going to say. Marlon is a one-on-one. He wanted to go see what it was like as a fan, I'm guessing here, and...
Come on now. As you can imagine, Ravens fans had some things to say on social media about this.
I think you can have something to say, and I think you could be upset. You could. But then you think about who it is. It is Marlon. Marlon is a one-on-one. Marlon is the one that has the worst food takes in the history of America. Marlon is the one that thinks macaroni shouldn't be served. Like, Marlon is a one-on-one. He truly is a unique individual, and I think he just wanted to go see what it was like. I'm telling you, I was there. I went to the Super Bowl as an active player when I was in San Francisco the first time I was there. Right?
The parade, though?
No, I ain't going to parade.
No, this isn't the
I'm a little bit. I take
Super
pride.
Bowl, he was in Seattle.
I take pride in not being a hater in real life, but I am way too much of a hater competitively to ever attend anyone's parade, even if it wasn't my. No, I just can't do it. I couldn't even do it now in retirement. If I ain't got to work it, I ain't doing it. Yeah. And so I think it's really, for him, it was just an experience. And It's Marlon, man. I always say it's Marlon. That's the only answer I have for you. It's Marlon.
It's Marlon.
All right.
All
It's
right.
Marlon.
It's not something or nothing. It's Marlon. There
It's
we go.
Marlon. Yes.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to wrap up the show. When we come back, you're watching Purple Playbook.
This is the Purple Playbook, brought to you by M&T Bank. Now, WJC's Purple Playbook, brought to you by M&T Bank.
And welcome back to Purple Playbook. As we wrap up the show, we got to talk about your former teammate, Anthony Levine, getting the special teams coordinator job here in Baltimore. So all coordinators are set. How are you feeling about Levine getting a shot?
I'm hyped. I am so hyped. I'm so excited for this. To watch a guy that worked his tail off, was the underdog his entire career, to become who he was as a football player and a captain on his team, special teams ace across the league, to get the respect, to watch him transition from playing to coaching to now being a coordinator is something that I know he's earned. I literally talked to him a week or two ago about his interview with the Dolphins and just hearing his response. Like, hey, what can I do better? How can I try to get? I'm like, dude, he's going to be that guy one day. And just a couple weeks later, like, here he is. So I'm extremely excited for him. I'm excited for his family and the opportunity that he has to lead the team that he loves the most.
And we got like 30 seconds left. I want to ask you just, what does it tell you? I mean, he must have blown Jesse Minter out of the water, right? Because it seems like Jesse's bringing in his guys, but for him to keep
Everyone
Levine
knows.
here.
Everyone knows. Everyone saw him. You saw him as a player. You see him now as a coach. And he was a part of a regime with Chris Horton that did an excellent job at special teams. So I think it's a win-win for everyone.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's Purple Playbook. For two-time Super Bowl champion Torrey Smith, I'm Alex Glaze. We do this show every week, and we will be back maybe talking about Lamar's contract again next week.
I'm sure.
Maybe. We'll see you there.